What's poppin'? So today's video will be react to another British video. This one is British animals you won't find in America. So, I'm trying to think. Animals that we would not find in America. I think it's mainly certain insects. Well, they're bugs, which I don't really consider them as animals, but insects, different insects I know we don't really have any from other countries unless you bring it over here. Animals, polar bears, but we brought some of them here because of, you know, what's going on in the in the world. Maybe different types of pandas. I have no idea. There's so many animals in the world that we've never seen in America, but let's see if maybe I've seen some.
Hi, I'm Siobhan Thompson and this is Anglophenia. Now, I don't want to sound controversial or anything, but I love cute animals. I love them. But there's a bunch of British wildlife that doesn't exist in the US, probably because they never figured out how to get across that little ocean. So, here are 7 native British species that you don't have in America, but shh, they startle easily. Hedgehogs. You know these little guys, they're so cute. They're about the size of a softball, and if you're very lucky, you'll see them circling about at night looking for insects. Their spines aren't poisonous or barbed, so you can pick them up if you're very careful, but I wouldn't because they have fleas, and also they're wild animals, so don't do that. Also, if you paint them blue and roll them down a hill, they'll collect gold coins for you very fast. True story.
Now, we definitely have hedgehogs here, but not as much. You will mainly find hedgehogs, is that right? In pet stores, but it's kind of rare to really find one unless you know someone who has it.
Robins. Look, I know you think that you have robins, but you don't. What you have just looks like a robin, but American robins were named after these little pals because they have the same coloring. Robins are a common garden bird that love to sing.
I never saw that.
All year, but are particularly associated with Christmas, probably because their colours pop against a snowy background. Basically every other Christmas card that you get looks something like this. Pine martens. Pine martens are rare, tree-dwelling mammals that are mainly found in the forests of Scotland. They look like something like a cross between a cat and a squirrel, and are in the same family as weasels and badgers. They have brown fur, big bushy tails, and you should see them eat a pine cone. Oh, it's adorable. They're incredibly reclusive creatures, and you can normally only tell if they live in a particular habitat by finding their scat. You know, who. There's actually people that do this as a hobby because, what can I say, we're a nature-loving country.
I have to say, it reminds me of I think a ferret. It looks like a ferret a little bit, but yeah, I never saw that.
Slowworms.
Never.
Slowworms look like tiny little snakes, but they're actually a type of lizard. They have vestigial arm and leg inside their bodies, and if they're attacked, their tails fall off. They're beloved by gardeners because they're great at pest control, and also by me because I think they're cool. They mostly hide under rocks, and my sister and I used to spend hours looking for them when we were kids, which I guess is just how you find entertainment if you grew up in the 17th century, as I did. Roe deer. Roe deer are pretty small as deer go. They're about 2 feet high to the shoulder and weigh about the same as a biggish dog. They live in the woods and are pretty common in rural areas. You'll often see them startled by headlights on the road at night. In the original Bambi book, Bambi and his family were all roe deer, but Disney changed them to white-tailed deer because Americans were more familiar with them, because clearly they look so different. Blue tits.
Those roe deer, I'm not completely, she might be correct on this, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me think about it later.
These little blue and yellow birds are also garden visitors. They're legendary nuisances to British milkmen, pecking through the tops of milk bottles to steal drinks. There's a wide variety in the family of tits. There's long-tailed tits, crested tits, great tits. Why are you giggling? Red squirrels. Red squirrels have decreased dramatically over the past 100 years, mostly because of the introduction of the bigger, more aggressive American gray squirrel. Honestly, that's cultural colonialism for you.
You can tell it's aggressive.
The red squirrel is, of course,
how it sticks up.
By Beatrix Potter, a wonderful Victorian children's story whose moral is don't be annoying to adults or you'll get eaten alive. Seems fair. So there you have it. Do you have a favorite?
So yeah, guys, that is the video. So the first one, the hedgehog, we definitely have it here. She was a little bit wrong on that, but she's kind of right because you don't really see that many unless you, like I said, know someone and you can get one. The birds, yeah, I never saw those birds in my life. One of it, the blue one, on where the chest is. I think I've seen it, but I think maybe wrong. I think I was little, I saw it, but it was rare. As for the other bird, never saw that. Never, ever, ever in the US. As for the squirrel, never, ever saw that. Looks kind of evil. Like she said, it's kind of a, you know, an aggressive squirrel. It's not like your everyday squirrel, like you go to the park in the US and you see a squirrel that, you know, eating nuts and seeds and or whatever. That's very gentle and you can get food. That one, I don't know. I'm never going near that squirrel because I don't know if I'm gonna bite my hand off or whatever. As for the deer, that's something that's kind of debatable. I personally never saw that. It looked similar to an everyday deer here, but it does look a little bit different. So I'm kind of on the middle, like, you're kind of right, but you're kind of wrong, because maybe I've seen it, just gotta go up closer. But she was pretty spot on a lot of stuff. Just a hedgehog is something that we do have in the US, it's just not as much. And yeah, guys, comment down below any other animals that you have in Britain that literally we don't have here in the US. I want to look that up and I'll make a video separate and I'll see pictures of it and I'll put it up here. We can talk about it. And I can give you my thoughts if I saw it or not. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the video. Peace.